Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a cosmic channeler, and welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit, where I will tune into Spirit through mediumship or channeling and see what the message is. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for checking it out, and I hope you enjoy the content. There's lots of content on here, lots of learning and sharing of stories. And as always, I'm always open to questions and stuff that I can answer in videos and all that. So let's dive in. Let's see what the energy is here. Hold on. Okay, this is from the Three Guides of the Light. And first thing they showed me was this hand came up right away. This hand came up and they're like, stop. It's like, okay, I'll stop. And they're like, no, this is the message. They're saying for us collectively, like all of you watching this, they're saying stop and check your perspectives. Check, are you being drawn into chaos and turmoil, or are you holding steady your perspective of whatever it is, whether that be peace, whether that be fairness, whether that be whatever it is. They're saying stop and check your perspective and do this regularly, because there's so much energetic turbulence right now within the collective energy. So when I say collective energy, I'm talking about the energy that reaches just outside of us, the pool we're swimming in, we could put it that way. And when we want to actually tune into the spiritual energy, we need to go higher than that pool. We need to go higher than the collective energy around us. So you have to stop and check, are you pulling from the collective, or are you pulling from the higher frequency energy that you would likely want to be in? That's where I want to pull information from, right? And they're saying because at first glance, the collective energy and the higher pool of energy both can appear the same. So if we were to compare it to a pool, you have two pools beside each other, they're the same size in your perspective or your observation, and the same color, okay? But when you look more closely or you feel more deeply, you'll feel that the collective pool has much more chaos in it. It's kind of like pokier. It reminds me right now of like when you drink a pop and you get that fizz and it's like really extra fizzy. That's the collective pool. Whereas if you move up into that higher frequency pool of energy and pull your energy from there and your insights from there, it's going to feel smooth like water, like just pure water, right? So notice what pool you're in. If it's feeling prickly, it's feeling very chaotic, it's your choice whether you want to move out of it or not, but just be conscious of it, because you're pulling and creating your reality, your outlook on life, your ease and grace in your life, however you want to look at it, you're pulling from that source. So they're saying be really wary and conscious of what source you're pulling from, because they can look the same right now. And they're saying too, this is why there are a lot of like psychics or intuitives that are feeling confused in their messages, because they may be pulling messages from this collective energy versus the higher energy. And I have to say, like, no one is impervious to it. I've had messages come in from that collective energy, and I've had to like double check and be like, are we sure about this? And then, you know, I go a little bit deeper, and then I realize where it's actually coming from. You know, it's more collective versus where I want to be. So then I have to reset, go back in, and look at where I'm actually pulling the frequency from. And so it just takes that like consciousness. We can't be lazy about how we pull in our energy. It doesn't mean it has to be complex, but we can't be lazy about our intent, because if we're lazy, we're going to likely land in that collective kind of mess right now. And it is very much a mess in there. There's so much kind of bubbling around in there. So that's the first part of their message. There's something else coming through. Just hold on. And again, they're like, read between the lines of what you see in your reality. And with the read between the lines, they're talking about whether you're seeing things on the news, whatever you're reading, whether you are receiving astrological insights, whether you are looking at how you're reacting to different things in your world, like what are your emotions. They're saying on everything that you're doing, read between the lines. don't take anything right now at face value. Not that it's being manipulated necessarily, but it's rather there's more information available. So don't just read the line, read between, read above and read below. This came through in a message recently too. I can't remember when. But they're saying it's so valuable because if you read above and below, between the lines, you're going to gain so much more knowledge that's going to be really beneficial for you. And they're saying you are too wise not to. So complacency and ignorance doesn't really fly if you're on the ascension path. It's not going to work for you anymore. It doesn't mean you have to interact and get involved in, but you need to be aware. That's really interesting. There's more. Hold on. And then they're saying, as you know, when your energy feels like it's filling up too high with like chaos, turmoil, questioning, even overthinking of even projects that are good and things you're wanting to work on, that overthinking mode, when that starts to happen, they're saying, remember to pull back and lay down. And they're showing me somebody laying down on the earth, right? Like lay down and let go. And that recalibration within these very changing momentum-based times is so valuable to refresh your mind. It's kind of like cleaning your lenses again, right? Like spraying your glasses down, wiping them up, putting them back on. So laying down, and I know some of you, depending where you live, you can't lay down on the earth right now, but you can lay down on the floor closest to the earth, right? And channel through that energy that way. Recalibrating with earth frequencies is going to be so beneficial right now, so beneficial. Even working with potted plants in your home can be really helpful because it's going to help you navigate all of the things, right? So navigate which pool of energy you're pulling from, navigate what you're reading between the lines on all of the information that you are gaining, again, from any source. You are so much wiser than you realize when you open your energy to the environment around you and really not only see your way or hear your way through the world, but also feel your way through the world. This is where the energy of being quite sensitive actually comes into being a superpower. However, you have to know when you need to recalibrate it. And that's why they're showing kind of laying on the earth. Very interesting. Yeah, because they're like the intensity is going to ratchet up, but that's also because momentum is moving faster and faster. So again, it just depends on how do you want to use this momentum for you. Are you going to see it just as intensity, or are you going to see it as momentum and make the most of it? So conscious choice is a huge, huge piece of this message, as I'm sure you can tell. So I'll leave that with all of you for now. I hope that helps, something to ponder and, really put yourself in that position of power. And yeah, I'll leave that with all of you for now. So have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.